Okay, there. Now everything's working. Okay. Here we go. Okay, now we're good. Let's see. Of course, it's kind of laggy right now. I really don't know why it does that. Okay, maybe he just doesn't like this line. We'll go to a different one. Because literally nothing is on my computer right now. Like, it's playing nothing else. Every once in a while, Blue Protocol does this. Oh, and once again, guys, pretty soon, or tomorrow. Technically, yeah, it is tomorrow. It would just be tomorrow, very early in the morning, because of Berlin's time zone. We'll get the keynote speaker of Yoshida, producer, and he'll go over. Okay, now it's a little bit better. Not the best, but yeah, he'll go over the new trailer and all the like the new stuff. How like the what you call it? I don't even know. I wouldn't call it like the new attack system, because there's like you could now with this upcoming change in January, because that's when the new expansion drops. You could either pick the traditional style that we've been having the whole time, where like you'll get like certain abilities and your probably your hotkeys would be kind of like filled up, right? Or you could use the I forgot the name of the new system. They'll probably reiterate it today, or technically 1 o'clock in the morning on my side. But they'll probably showcase one of the new classes, so I'm excited for that part. Then I'm gonna get Burrito and hype him on that as well. But the new job was hotkeys for it will be a little bit akin to the PvP side, I guess, whereas a lot of the like stardom keys are like condensed into one key. So instead of having 3 different skills, just press the skill multiple times and it will just kind of cycle through the skills, which kind of helps button bloat. I guess when you play on keyboard, it's not too bad, but if you play on like or console with like controller, it gets a little hectic sometimes. Even though for my class, like a samurai, you could pretty much put it in most of the stuff you need in 2 hotbars. I believe the one that's to me is like most hectic, where you need like quite a few to me, quite a few, like at least 3, is like Black Mage. Oh, it's technically a Paladin too, because Paladin just has a lot of like skills where like sometimes I'm not sure if I did this 3 times or 2 times. Yeah, for a Paladin, I don't know what skills to not use, so sometimes I just like, screw it, I'll just use everything. They have a lot of like kind of like situational skills that you hardly ever use in a battle, but it's always nice to have. So I'm one of those people, like if they give me the thing, I want to use it. I know it's kind of like the greedy side of me. Like I hate that in a game where like, oh, you have to just like unlearn skills. I'm like, but I learned it. I want to keep it. Awful at that. I am like, yeah. Generally, I do, like, I'm one of those people that, like, as soon as I throw something away, then I'm like, oh man, I probably needed it. Yeah, I'm awful at that. And there's many times where I've, like, I shredded some paperwork. I'm like, yeah, I probably don't need it. Then, like, 3 or 4 years later on, like, is exactly what I needed. I'm like, oh. But even then, I still have to know. You can be hoarding stuff. You definitely have to get rid of it. But sometimes, like when you're like really in the midst of getting rid of things, that sometimes you get rid of too much. You're like, oh, maybe I could have used it. You know, I do want to buy some clear boxes because pretty soon I'm going to be going into my garage to get some stuff. So like I think we'll replace the boxes with the clear ones. So then and maybe properly label what the hell's inside each one. So then we don't have to keep on like was it trying to figure out I'll have to do that sooner than later because I don't want to do that in the winter when it's like cold as hell. So depending, maybe next week. Or no. Next week. Yeah, next week. Yeah, before it gets too cold. Because I know like just like touching anything metal or anything like that in there when it's cold would suck. Okay, yeah, there's going. I was like, oh no, it didn't freeze. No, and I forgot there's Gamescom in August. Wait a minute. No, it was September. I think September is when a lot of games come out to prevent the same kind of like time frame as GTA. So Gamescom, I think I forgot where Gamescom is. There's like a New York one that's also in around the same period of time. So you would probably get a lot of game news on end of August. Definitely the tie-in game or anime for the new Gundam game. There's a anime coming out, and it takes place essentially 100 years earlier into the past, and then the game takes place 100 years in the future. So they just announced that yesterday, day before. And I know some people online were like, there's like a picture of the new Gundam, sitting down with like a mantle on one shoulder, or it's like wearing a mantle, pretty much covering one arm, while the other arm has like wraps on it. And people are like, oh yeah, that's so impractical. I'm like, no, that's what's cool. That's called the rule of cool guys. Kind of like if anyone ever watches the one robot anime called Getter Robo, they do the same thing where like in the Getter Robo apocalypse, one of the Getters or the main character or one not the main character. He's like the OG main character is in space. And then he uses the robot to kind of like break through the atmosphere to get back to Earth. But in doing so, it blackens his robot. And he also like wears like a mantle on it a lot. I'm like, okay, that's cool. I mean, for example, like in Endless Waltz, Gundam Wing, that movie, OVA, OVA. Like most of the Gundams are wearing like kind of mantle, and yeah, that's extra cool. Gundams that are wrapped up, or robots that are wrapped up, or has a mantle on and all that stuff, extra cool. Gives it that extra edgy feel. Almost like what was it? That robot's gonna be really edgy if it's like colored mostly like black, red, or yellow maybe. Like by the eyes or yellow or something like that. Definitely have a lot of black and red. Then you just know like, oh yeah, this could be an edgy boy. Yeah, I actually might put some like yellow or gold highlights on it too. I know, I know they do that. Let me see. Set up the gravity stuff. Get definitely away from that. Okay, that's not helping. There. Okay. I don't think they're disappearing now. Oh, what? A lot of them disappeared. I don't know why. Okay, even more disappeared. Oh my god, if I just pick this up. Wow. Usually I could do this, right? Just move forward, but it just would not. Oh man. Yeah, even to this day, I still do not understand how you summon things and they just disappear. Because sometimes you've probably seen the other days, I'll summon them, and the ones that I summon in the first part stays there the whole time. Other times, they pretty much the next part 2 of wave 1, I look back and they're gone. Yeah, I still don't get it. And sometimes they try to walk over the thing, the little orbs to pick it up. It doesn't. It just my character just keeps on jumping over it. So I'm like, ah. I mean, we passed it, so it's just fine. Yeah. The whole village defense thing just has a lot of jank in it, and like something that definitely they probably need to work on. Among other things, yeah, I'm still not gonna let them off the hook for when the characters are moving their mouths. It's bad AI kind of filter things so it makes it look like they're talking. So yeah, they need to fix that. I think I actually bring it up every time there's a survey, I always put that in. I'll put it until the end of times. It's something they just need to fix. Or just also get a better writer. Not to be mean, but yeah, the writing so far isn't the strongest. And they have weird cutscenes that I have a feeling they're using AI to do the cutscenes, because some of the cutscene makes no sense. It's the main character going oh, and walking forward, and that's the cutscene. Spend your money on a cooler cutscene and just don't waste it on that. Yeah, things gonna I have a feeling that if the game survives a long time, they'll definitely have to revamp a lot of the story of the first 3 seasons. I think they're gonna go back and kind of okay, we need to make it a little bit more streamlined. It's kind of like what they did for even in 14, right? 14 is a very much narrative-driven game, and they even went back and kind of revamped some of the story in the beginnings. They knew that was kind of weak. Yeah, because there's times even when I was playing it, I'm pretty sure anyone who's ever was around somebody who played Final Fantasy 14, they'll be like, you better not skip the story. I think it's fine. Low key, I was like, Heaven's Ward. I was like, okay, it's good. I probably didn't I was pretty much invested in the game, but the banquet scene definitely before Heaven's Ward. That's what I was like, oh, okay, okay. Everything prior to that, I was kind of whatever. But once that happened, I'm like, oh, okay. Now you have my attention. Then when it got to Heaven's Word, I'm like, okay, okay. I see why people like this. I mean, I liked Stormblood, and a lot of people didn't like it. And of course, when Shadowbringers came in, I was like, okay, yeah, then I see why it's like critically acclaimed. Like, I get it now. You know what? I should probably just go to the one other realm. I know I'm gonna need it. You know what? Before I fully commit, let's take a look. I probably need a little bit more of these. To be real. There. Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to it. I'm probably not gonna stay up to watch it. If I happen to be up when they do the keynote speak and all that stuff, and they show the trailer, I might just like at least be awake for the trailer part, or wake up for it. I think I'll be awake still. Well, 1 o'clock. Yeah, I'm generally awake. That's if they do it right then. But I mean, Final Fantasy 14 people, at least they're not like, dear Lord, the Fate Grand Order live streams. Those live streams are rough. Those live streams take forever, and they don't almost like say anything. Like the part that you know, most people are watching it for, like the new characters and all that stuff, right? That stuff is like within like 10 or 20 minutes, and they drag that on, and you know they know that they're dragging it on. Yeah, I'm always there. I'm like, oh yeah, like, oh, the live stream's on. Oh, I happen to be up. Let me take a look. They like pretty much until like close to the end of the live stream, they ain't gonna tell you any of the cool stuff. And they might hint at it, but they're not showing you anything until the end. At least with 14, they kind of like, they show you the good stuff in the beginning. So like, like, okay. And then the most of the rest of the live stream is like, of course, it's going to be the concert part and a lot of like Yoshi P just explaining things to you. Like, oh yeah, this is the cool stuff we're adding. Let me explain it because I think you're not going to like it if I don't explain it, kind of stuff. Yeah, for Fate Grand Order, it's going to be, they'll show you a bunch of art. They'll talk about their other projects. They'll probably talk about their anime first. Other light novel, whatever things that they're doing, they'll show you that. They'll do like a little mini game, which low-key always kind of irritates me, but that's just me. I know. I don't have the whimsy, I know. But yeah, they do that. Then they'll show you like a little bit of the new story that they generally do, or so I think pretty soon it'll be the not, was it 11th anniversary? But whatever, the anniversary stream for Fate Grand Order is coming up really soon. So yeah, I'm trying to kind of think about like the last time I saw. One time I actually kind of like watched a full live stream of it. Dang, that thing was long, and it didn't get to the meat and potatoes until like the end. You probably feel like at the last like 20 minutes, you're good. That's all you really need, or that's what most people really want. And that's just for the Fate Grand Order live stream. For like the Final Fantasy ones, actually, at least it keeps you a little bit more engaged throughout the whole thing, throughout the whole ordeal. So yeah, that one so it's kind of fun to look forward to. Especially like, was it in October? Because that's some Tokyo Game Show. So it's not just that game, it's like there's a lot of games. So like that one you kind of forget about, like if they go to like a boring section of the live stream, you can just kind of look at the other cool stuff that's happening, the other trailers and whatnot, and listen to the other panels. Back in the day when they had War of the Vision, they had that at Tokyo Game Show, but man, like they did not sell that game at all. I think only one time they actually like put some stuff there where they're like, oh, they're pretending, oh, we accidentally leaked this one character that's coming out and all that, and that was fun. But every other year, nothing. Yeah, Square Enix is sometimes like, besides like, was it certain groups in Square Enix, right? Like, just in general, they're not like very knowledgeable about how to hype up a game sometimes. Doesn't they have like a cool game and you just don't know about it until it comes out? You're like, what? Honestly, sometimes I feel like they start certain games, they kind of wanted to like, they're like, oh yeah, we don't really care if it does good or not. If it fails, whatever. Then when it doesn't, they're like, oh, people like this? I think they need to, all the weird game ideas, just make into a new Final Fantasy. Like, hey, we're making this one new ass game, Final Fantasy 17. Oh, this one, other new one, Final Fantasy 18. They need to have like a Final Fantasy like every 2 years, at least until they get their rhythm back. Then they could be like, okay, we'll do like 4 years before another Final Fantasy. Oh, well, there's actually a person here. Well, that freaked me out. Someone actually is over here. You know what? Because they're over here, I'll go over here instead. Not gonna lie, I was shocked. I didn't think people would actually go to that area. I go there and just kill the elites just to, oh, where is the next other elite? Over here. Yeah, I go over there, they just kill the elites. Right there, just hurry up and do my dailies. Range on these range on the ranged ones are very long. I don't think they'll see me from that or aggro me from that distance. Oh, this is another one. Okay, there we go. We'll go to like a safe area. Oh. I could pick up whatever this thing is. Okay, now that we're in a safe area. Oh, yay. Yay. Everything. Oh, never mind. I saw this double. Okay, never mind. I was like, oh, we got some achievements. We got nothing. We got no achievements, boys. No achievements over here. There is like I think a bug in the game or something about like some system that I don't really mess with. So I'm just kind of like, oh yeah, oh cool, thanks for telling me there's a bug, but not gonna really engage with it. I think it's like buying the other like crystals or something like that. Something with the shop, I believe. Yeah, I'm not using that anytime soon. It sucks because since I do it in a very casual way, by the time I save up enough to get like the red rarity weapon, the new season part happens, and then the new level cap thing goes up, and I can't really get it. So yeah, this time I'm just not going to engage with it, and was waiting until like the next level cap things. The one that got me this time, the 240 level cap up, that kind of caught me off guard. I think I was about to start like working on my other stuff, my other gear, but since that happened, like, oh, I'll just stop. Not that you really needed to, like right now, just doing casual stuff, you could definitely get to that level. Not that I think anyone would be like really weird about like, oh, you need to have this item rank right now or something like that. I think anyone would just be happy that you're playing the game. Yeah, it's very casual friendly. So yeah, once again, if you want to get your friends into MMOs, use this as a way, because it has a very anime style, right? Especially if they like anime stuff. Use this as like a gateway into anime style MMOs. You get them hooked on this one, right? And let's say that they like some kind of like, oh, I like the gathering part, or I like the building stuff. Then you're like, oh, well, technically this other game has the same system, but a little bit more like advanced. Yeah, and you can actually show them this video if you want to show them like, hey, like, oh, I heard it has kind of like gacha mechanics and stuff. I don't really like it. And you'd be like, hey, show them this. I'm like, oh, see? He does not engage in any of the gacha stuff, and he's able to do just pretty much do fine and casually play it and could get strong enough. So use this as an argument. Like, hey, you don't even got to engage in that stuff, and you can still have a good time. I say that I do that for a lot of gacha games in the first place. I don't really spend much, but I'm able to do a lot of stuff. Honestly, that's just because like for those games, like the first like year or so, I don't really even roll on anything. I do like the dailies and all that kind of stuff. I don't roll on anything because I'm like, year one stuff usually gets like, depending on the company, most of the year one stuff gets power crept to hell. So. But there are companies like, I don't know, like Arknights doesn't do it too bad. Like they kept a lot of their year one characters, I don't say a lot, but enough of them, like the main ones. They're pretty high on, like, if you're a tier list person, right? They're pretty high on the tier list, even now. I know, I'm also one of those tier list people. Like, I'm not like I don't just go with the tier list, but I just usually use a tier list for like supports to try to kind of figure out like, hey, is this game going to be one of those games where the supports are the most important things to roll on? Because sometimes it's either going to be supports or supports, tanks, and healers. Yeah. That's just a classic, thing that he did in most games. I mean, I think they did that even in like, single player games where like, probably your most broken character is not going to be a straight up damage dealer. It's probably going to be a support character. Like the one character that gives you some kind of like buff that could break the game. Generally a support character. Generally they don't do that to DPSs. Because they know all the cool characters DPS, so they want you to use the character that you like. Hence, why they do that. I think we got most of the dailies done real quick. Yeah, the initial first part, it took a little bit since it was kind of laggy. But once we moved to a different line, which is like a different like instance of that server, it smoothed out a little bit. Yeah, and depending on how the trailer goes tomorrow for Final Fantasy 14, tomorrow's stream, I will definitely be yapping about it the whole time. I'm like, my God, this is so cool. At this point, I was thinking the only reason why I haven't went back to watch the old trailer to be able to explain some of the the new changes is because, there's gonna be a trailer tomorrow anyway, so I'll just watch that one. But yeah, so tomorrow I'll have better news about the upcoming stuff for Final Fantasy 14. I'll definitely be yapping about that. Then I have to just try to, once again, try to get everyone else into Final Fantasy 4, even though I'm getting like the people who are already in it back into it. I do like me some Final Fantasy 14. And with that, guys, we'll talk to you tomorrow. Don't forget to like and subscribe, especially if you'd like to hear me yap about another MMO as I play this MMO. And with that, yeah, stay tuned for tomorrow. I will, for the most part, summarize what happened in the Berlin Fan Fest, Final Fantasy 14. So until tomorrow, guys, you guys have a good one. Stay safe out there. Oh, almost pronounced that wrong. That's weird. Yeah. You guys stay safe. Have a good one. We'll see you this weekend. See you later.